Welcome to week 5 of the 5th quarter. I'm Tara Skipper. We're on the road at Tustin High School this week for Pacifica's first league game of the season. The Tustin Tillers are newcomers to the Empire League this year, and they're going into tonight's game 3-1. They might bring some competition for the Mariners, who are undefeated so far and finished second in league last season. The Tillers are known for their running game and proved it in the first quarter with a 33-yard run by Diego Mendoza. 7-0 Tustin. The Tillers didn't earn a single yard passing, but they were well off with the help of running back Tyler Sidzinski. On just one of his several carries for the night, he ran the ball 5 yards into the end zone for Tustin's second touchdown. 14-0 Tillers. But the Mariners weren't going to end the half without getting some points on the board. Mario Nava completed a 30-yard pass to Trent Langham for a touchdown. 14-7 Tillers going into halftime. The Mariners didn't lose their momentum during the break. It only took Pacifica 1 minute to tie up the score with another touchdown pass from Nava to Langham, this time for 6 yards. The score is now 14-14. The Tillers almost lost possession because of a fumble, but offensive lineman Lopeti Tui Polodu picked the ball up and set Tustin up for another touchdown run by Sidzinski. This time, it was 7 yards. 21-14 Tillers. Tustin went for the onside kick. It bounced off a Mariner player back into Tillers' possession at the 44-yard line. Mendoza ran the ball 6 yards for another Tillers touchdown. 28-14 Tustin. Still third quarter, some nice moves by Joel Willis helped the Mariners move down the field. On 4th and 1, Pacifica made a crucial play and snuck into the end zone. 28-21 with Tustin still in the lead. The Tillers started off the fourth quarter with a fumble just 4 yards away from the end zone, and Pacifica recovered. But just 3 plays later, Pacifica also fumbled and gave the ball back to the Tillers. Mendoza scored another touchdown for Tustin, bringing the score to 34-21. The Mariners kept fighting. With a minute and 10 seconds left in the game, Nava connected with Langham once more in the end zone. 35-28 with Pacifica just 7 points away from a tie. The Mariners went for the onside kick, hoping they would recover, but the Tillers got the ball and ran the clock out. Final score, Tillers 35, Mariners 28, ending Pacifica's perfect record. Friday night marked Garden Grove High School's 87th annual homecoming football game. The Katella Knights came to joust with the 2-1 Argos. Garden Grove High School's vocal ensemble opened the game with their rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. The Argos got off to a great start with a touchdown by Josh Webb on their first possession. 7-0 Argos. Second quarter, Garden Grove's defense sacked Knights quarterback Robert Resendez multiple times throughout the night. This sack on 3rd and 19 forced a punt. The Argos are back on offense. Jesse Lozano ran the ball 40 yards down the field to get into Knights territory. Avery Williams scored on the next play with a 34-yard run to the end zone. 14-0 Argos. But Katella wasn't going to end the half without getting some points on the board. The Knights snuck into the end zone with just 24 seconds left in the half. Score at the break, 14 Argos, 7 Knights. You can't have a homecoming football game without a king and queen. Argos wide receiver Tyler Carter and Abby Policio were crowned at halftime. Dan McLeith and his announcing crew were gracious enough to take a break from their NFL gigs to come out to Garden Grove. Great work, guys. Katella got the first possession in the second half, but that quickly changed with a fumble and an Argos recovery. Giovanni Duran lobbed the ball 30 yards to a diving Josh Webb in the end zone, making the score 21-7 with the Argos leading at the end of the third quarter. Katella had several bad snaps during the game, but none of them were as costly as this one, which led to another Argos touchdown, 28-7 Garden Grove. Lozano got one more touchdown in for the Argos before time ran out. Final score, 35 Garden Grove, 7 Katella. Jesse Lozano was the leader in rushing yards with 139 for the night. He felt he owed it to his team after a lackluster performance last week in their loss to the Pacifica Mariners.
I know last week I didn't really show up to play, and this week I had to, so I just gave it all my all, running, hold on to the ball tight, just keep moving my feet. My lineman blocks for me good.
But first-year Argos head coach Willie Puga is focused on improving and getting ready for next week's game against Santa Ana Valley.
I told them the penalties are going to come, but it's the offsides, it's unsportsmanlike that we can prevent. There's no need for that. But so we want to clean up our penalties. We took care of the ball tonight, created a couple turnovers, but we didn't turn the ball over. So, it's going to be a battle next week. Santa Ana Valley is a good football team.
This war dance called the haka is one of Rancho's pre-game rituals. The Rancho offense wasn't able to get on the scoreboard last week against Cerritos, and the Vaqueros' preseason schedule doesn't get any easier against the undefeated Sonora Raiders. The defense held for both teams on the first series, but on Sonora's second possession, quarterback Zach Outerkirken finds Jacob McCarthy on the sideline, and he's off to the races for the first Sonora score. Next, a Rancho fumble gives the Raiders back the ball, and they capitalize with this score from 2 yards out, 14-0 Sonora. The Raiders' defense put a stop on a Rancho drive. The punt is received by Matthew Villasenor, who scampers into the end zone, and it's 21-0 Sonora before the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, hard-charging Brett Hurley breaks loose on this play, 64 yards for the touchdown, and that gives Rancho fans something to cheer about. The Raiders would add another score and a field goal to close out the first half with a huge 38-6 lead. The halftime show featured the Marching Vaqueros and their rendition of the James Bond theme. But instead of 007, the Ranch has number 7 Miguel Carrion. He gets a Robert Torres pass and refuses to be tackled on his way to the end zone. The Vaqueros are a different team in this half. The 2-point conversion makes it 38-14. The Raiders respond with another score. They fire off confetti whenever they do, so I hope they brought their own sweeper. Here's some of Garden Grove's finest enjoying the football game. Fourth quarter, Rancho's Cesar Asensio picks off a Marquise Arteaga pass and rumbles into the end zone for another Vaqueros score. And finally, Brett Hurley smacks his way in for a touchdown, and the Vaqueros find a little bit of solace in the lopsided score. The final, Sonora 45, Rancho 26. These Cavalier cheerleaders have to work together as a team, or somebody's going to take a pretty long fall. First quarter, the Cavs take over after forcing a punt and start their drive. They get a first down on this run by Salvador Ceja. Santiago caps the effort with a touchdown by Melford Culis, and the Cavs lead 7-0. The Falcons respond with this. First and 10 on the Santiago 16, quarterback Joe Moore airs it out to Manny Burciaga for the score. The 2-point conversion attempt fails. 7-6 Cavs. Watch this run by Culis from the 44-yard line. Great execution on this running attack, but penalties push Santiago back. The Falcons go to offense. Joe Moore pitches to Omar Navarro. He makes the throw connecting with Vince Aranda for the go-ahead score, and Santa Ana Valley now leads 14-7 after a 2-point conversion. Even mascots like to watch a good halftime show every once in a while. Third quarter, this Ricky Espinoza pass connects with Raymond Gaw, who brings the ball inside the Falcon 10-yard line. On the next play, a fumble is recovered from, or whatever that was, by Santa Ana Valley, and the Santiago drive is stopped. Then, Eric Prado answers with an interception, and the Cavs get another chance to tie the game, but cannot capitalize. Fourth quarter, the Falcons strike again on this run by Omar Navarro. Santa Ana Valley leads 21-7. And that's the final as Santiago drops to 2-2 on the season, and Valley remains undefeated at 4-0. Reporter Gaston Castellanos has the highlights from the La Quinta Costa Mesa game and the Los Amigos Santa Ana game.
Thank you, Tara. Out to Bolsa Grande Stadium we go, where the La Quinta Aztecs are facing the Costa Mesa Mustangs. La Quinta is coming off a win over Fairmont Prep. The Mustangs haven't won a game. Costa Mesa starts off with a big break, a kickoff recovery inside the Aztec 20-yard line. Quarterback Nathan Alvis gets down to business connecting with Trace Curate for the score, and the Mustangs lead 7-0 with the extra point. Still in the first quarter, Alvis takes to the air again, this time to Jake Comer, who makes the catch and the touchdown. Costa Mesa leads 14-0. And now La Quinta responds. First, running back Nicky Liu brings the ball downfield in a series of bruising runs. Next, quarterback Andy Liu airs it out to Darren Wynn, and he does the rest, motoring for the touchdown. The Aztecs get on the scoreboard, 14-7 Costa Mesa. Second quarter, the Mustangs add a score, and the Aztecs are trying to stay in it. La Quinta does just that. Nicky Liu busts into the end zone and narrows the gap to just 6, 20-14 Mustangs. Here's where things go off the track for the Aztecs. Forced to punt from their own end zone, the snap goes high and Roberto Ramirez falls on it for the touchdown. The extra point makes it 35-14, and the Mustangs go on to win it 53-17. And at Garden Grove High School, the Los Amigos Lobos lead the Santa Ana Saints 21-0 in the third quarter. But here, Lobos quarterback Daniel Hernandez airs it out for Alex Lopez. and Mario Martinez is able to step in front of it and get the pick. It's a touchback. When the Saints go to the ground game, Oscar Torrejon is stopped in his tracks by Lobos Juan Cruz, and Noe Perez never sees a blocker on his way into the Saints' backfield. Fourth quarter action, Saints look like they're going to go for the field goal on 4th and 8 from the 11, but it's a fake, and Luis Gonzalez rolls to his right and can't find a receiver. Lobos ball on downs. It's critical that this cheerleading move gets off to a good start, otherwise you just may not catch the wave. Santa Ana was able to mount a couple of scores late, including this pass for a TD at the buzzer, but Los Amigos holds on and gets their first victory of the season.
It feels good, got off that losing streak, that 3-game losing streak. We're pretty excited. I'm excited that we got a win. A win's a win no matter which way it is.
For Tara Skipper, this is Gaston Castellanos with another edition of the 5th quarter.